Guys, how you doing? It's Gavin and Alex here on our Growing Younger podcast. So today's video really is about overcoming challenges and staying motivated on your fitness journey. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that's one of the limiting factors that most people who embark on their fitness journey have to, I guess, deal with. Is they might one day they wake up, they feel motivated, let's do this. I want to lose whatever it is, 10 kilos, 15 kilos, but then 2 weeks down the track, 3 weeks down the track, life gets in the way, things happen, and they just lose motivation. So how do you stay on track? How do you keep up the intensity? We're going to discuss it today.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a big thing because I think a lot of people, I think there's some crazy number out there, right, that 9 out of 10 people over 40 will say that their health and fitness is a priority. But only 25% of people over 40 actually are proactive in health and fitness, right? So there's a big disconnect as to, we know it's a priority, we're just not doing the actions towards it. And I think a lot of the time is that we prioritize things like in the wrong order. I think we place more priority on being busy than actually into things that serve us really well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I think quite often it comes down to that instant gratification. We're all humans, right? We will, our intention is obviously to be healthy and lose weight and all the rest of it. But today, right now, we may actually opt in for that extra glass of wine or whatever it is that we crave, even though long term is actually, we know that it's not good for us.
So I think like one of the things I don't think people are really clear on. So like Alex and I, over the years, we had our own coaches and things like that. And one of the coaches that stands out in our mind was to always talk about what your goals are and why they're important to you, right? So I think like you got to understand why are you even trying to be healthy in the first place. And it might sound obvious, but sometimes it isn't. And I think if you can figure out why it's important, then you're more likely to stay true to that sort of goal, isn't it? Because otherwise it's like, I want to lose 5 kilos. Well, but why though? And you could be like, oh, well, to fit into my jeans. Yeah, but why? And then you go, because I feel really frumpy or I have no confidence. So the real reason why is you want to lose 5 kilos because you lack confidence. And once you figure out what that emotional why is, I think generally you're more committed to the goal and more motivated in itself.
Yes, it tends to be one of the first things that we ask when we take on a new member is like, what is your biggest why? And we try to go deep. Like, it's not just losing weight. Why do you want to lose weight? If it is that, or why do you want to get fit? Why is it important to you? And on the days when things get tough, like, it's raining outside, it's cold, you don't feel like getting out and going for a walk, this is when you go back to those whys and you go, okay, I want to be healthy, so I set a good example for my kids, grandkids, and so on. So that is really powerful, especially when it comes to family, isn't it? You will do things for others that you wouldn't do for yourself. So when I hear someone say, oh, I want to set a good example for my kids, I want to keep up with my grandkids, that is really amazing. Because those kind of things, that will get you out of bed. That will get you to do things that you don't want to do right now. So yeah, that is definitely one of the big ones. I think it's also important to just focus on the long term. What doesn't feel good right now or doesn't feel comfortable right now is quite often good for you long term. Okay, so get used to thinking, 1 year down the track, 6 months down the track, rather than today. Okay, going for a walk or a run or whatever it is, it may not feel comfortable right now, but it will get you to your goal eventually if you keep doing it, over and over and over again. Okay, so start getting used to thinking long term rather than short term.
I think we'll start saying, like, people overestimate what they can do in short term and underestimate what they can do in the long term. When you look at health and fitness, it's really it's a long game, it's a marathon more than a sprint. And you think like health and fitness really is just like the consistency and the culmination of good daily activities, which are paying into a health bank down the track. Because the simple thing like doing 150 minutes of cardio per week, some people go, oh my God, that's so much. But it's only 20 minutes a day, right? But that 20 minutes a day, well, actually, studies are showing anyway, that you're more likely to live 3 to 7 years longer just by doing that thing. So if you got a really good goal about, I want to be healthy and strong and fit to live longer for my grandkids, then you invest, a small amount of time every single day for that to compound over time, so you can live 3 to 7 years longer. And like the trade-off, 20 minutes of walking to live 3 to 7 years longer, I think is a big one, isn't it?
No, like when you put it that way, it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? And you start to enjoy the walks. Like it's not like it's not torture. It's not meant to be.
No.
I think on that topic, actually, it is important to find an activity that you are at least partially enjoying. Okay, I mean, if we hear this all the time, I'm not a gym person, right? And sometimes people actually get into the flow once they actually start enjoying it to a certain degree. But if you really, really, really hate it, okay, if you're having to, like, 2-3 months down the track, you still hate it, well, you got to find something that you do enjoy. Like, I think if you have to overcome that extra obstacle all the time, you probably will eventually give up. Okay, so find something that you enjoy more. Some people enjoy working out in a group, right? Some people quite happy to do it on their own, right? Whatever it is for you, playing tennis, badminton, going for a walk, swimming, whatever it is, stick to that. Like, I mean, that is your thing.
And I think there's also thing of, like, when you're setting goals, you got to have a why for start, right? But then you got to have the SMART goals, which I'm not going to go into. But really, what the goals really need to be broken down into is more process-driven goals, I think. So yes, you want to lose that 10 kilos. Yes, you want to be healthy and live 3 to 7 years, right? But it's like, what can you focus on every single day that gets you towards that? And if you tick that off every single day, it's only a small thing, cut it down into bite-sized pieces, and then you track the process that you do, because over time, you become more motivated just because you've already banked a lot of this stuff anyway. And people generally become more motivated at growing younger, which we've done surveys on, which is really awesome. And it's because they start to get results, and all of a sudden that fuels the motivation thing as well.
Yeah.
And then when you break it into that way, then you got then the motivation and the discipline. And I think motivation really is the wrong word to be focusing on. I think it's a discipline of actions, despite how you feel, will get you to your health and fitness goal. And it's just ticking that one thing off, that small little domino, tick, 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 and over time, you kind of get there.
Yep. I think another thing that will probably help as well is, so you've got a set of goals, and ideally you want to have a plan. For each goal, you want to have a plan, and this is what Gavin just talked about. So the big goal might be lose 10 kilos. The plan is every day go for 1 hour walk or whatever it is. And so I think every day you should have a list of your goals written on the card or on a piece of paper, and you should look at that. And it would be even better if you write it. So handwrite it every day, your list of goals. It could be like maybe just a 6, 7, whatever it is, goals that you might have, and just kind of, at least if you look at it every single day, it will go into your subconscious mind, and it will help you to make these little decisions on a day-to-day basis that you don't even think about too much. Okay, so things like, what do you have for lunch? Like, you just make that quick snap decision rather than having a pastry, a pie. You'll have something healthier, like a healthier option. Okay, so it will help you to make these little tiny day-to-day decisions that over a period of time will add up, and it will actually get you to your goal quicker. So yeah, having a list of goals written down and looking at them, and maybe even handwriting them every single day, I think it's a big one as well.
Sure. And I think with that as well, and when you accomplish those goals as well, there's a term I learned a long time ago. You got to pat the dog. It's like, if you do it, like celebrate the fact you've done it, and look back at how well you've done, not how far you got to go. And in terms of like celebrating or treating yourself, like, do that, because it's important. And then what happens? Then you get this positive thing. You've stuck to your diet all week, or you've exercised every single day. Then you do something that is fun, and it's a reward for the hard work. So I wouldn't recommend doing it through food or alcohol, because that obviously is the wrong kind of process. But whatever, go for a massage, or whatever that is for you. But reward yourself for the good things that you do, and pat the dog. I think that's important.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, like, there's a saying that, how do you eat an elephant? One little bit at a time, isn't it? It's exactly the same. Just, set your little short-term goal, which pretty much make up the long-term goal. Cool.
So, I think we've covered off how to stay motivated. Lots of the tips and tricks in there I think you guys can take away and look at. We're going to probably head off now, but like, if you do like this podcast, can you leave a review? I think apparently I read this week that reviews are good for your podcast. It shows up to more people. So if you could do that, share it. It'll be a very great help to us all. We'll see you on the next podcast.
Fantastic.
Okay, guys, so I hope you found the podcast of value. If you did and you're struggling with your own health and fitness journey, there's a link in the description for a free discovery call with me. And that free discovery call, we're going to cover off a little bit about you, your history, your goals, what you want to achieve, and maybe we can help you or not with your own health and fitness goal. So if that does sound like something that you'd like to do, then click on the link in the description, and I look forward to chatting to you in the very near future. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.